New York energy. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
This is the Ozone, season 2, we taking flight. New York on lock, every borough ignite. Giants, Jets, Knicks, Yanks, Mets, we the hype. Malik, Sauce, Jalen, Judge, Lindo, NY Life. MetLife thunder when malignant bars break the rail. Giants running routes, ops fall, we prevail. Sauce Gardner locked down, jet fuel in his stance. MetLife heat beam, Jets defenders advance. MSG vibrate when Jalen Brunson start to cook. Knicks light the garden, ops shook when he looked. Pinstripes roll, Aaron Judge send rockets over Bronx. Bombs drop, Yankees prime, real talk, no cons. City feel glow, Lindo make that leather sing. Met bats knock, Queens dreams gon' always ring. From the bridges to the streets, uptown blackout. Season 2, Ozone, NY Heat, no doubt. This is the Ozone. Season 2. New York, forever drills. Catch the vibe.
You have entered the Ozone with Omar and Dave.
Let's go, baby! It's your boy O, and you guys are officially entered the Ozone, and we got a special episode today. First of all, the happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you ate. I hope right now you're watching this episode, eating a leftover turkey sandwich. You got the stuffing. You got your beer. What? You got your chicken. What? You got your mac and cheese. What? You got everything. What? You got everything at your disposal. This is Black Friday. I hope you did your shopping. We did everything. Wait a minute, I'm missing a guy. Hey, super producer Dave, brother. It's the same week. How we feeling? How was your Thanksgiving?
Brother, I am stuffed. Look, I'm already a big guy. I don't care. I'm a big guy.
You gotta pass with that. You gotta pass with that on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, so I definitely wasn't holding back. I definitely wore sweatpants because you need to.
All right. So the over and under 2.5 plates.
2 plates, 1 to go.
So that's the over. Then that would be 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Brother, we got a big show today. I love when we can dedicate an episode to talk about wrestling. And we got a big show. It's Survivor Series War Games. Brother, so let's get into it. You want to talk some wrestling?
Let's do some wrestling.
All righty, y'all. This is Let's Talk Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah. What?
Alrighty, y'all, this is Let's Talk Wrestling. And Let's Talk Wrestling, and obviously you guys know it's usually a segment that we have designated on every other Ozone episode, but this ain't every other Ozone episode. So Let's Talk Wrestling is the whole damn episode as we're previewing Survivor Series. But brother, we got a special guest in the building. We got a special guest making his return from Green Bay, Wisconsin. No, he's not from Green Bay, Wisconsin. The man, Mr. Seminole himself from the Rock and Nole YouTube channel. My man, Jeremy. Jeremy, it's been a while, brother. How you feeling?
Doing all right, man. Great to see you guys again. Good to be back here talking some wrestling and war games.
War game. I was trying to get my William Regal War Games, but I think it sounds more like a botch Vince McMahon, but it is what it is. Brother Dave.
Yes.
We also have another guest, right?
Yes, we do.
Do you want to do the honors?
Brother, we're bringing in my boy Nick Tarico. Boy, Nick, you are a huge wrestling fan. You've gone to many events. That's how we instantly connected when we first met at work. Brother, introduce yourself, Nick.
Oh, thanks guys for having me. It's a pleasure. Man, this is I've been wanting to come on this ever since David told me about it. You guys been doing this. I'm like, I gotta be.
Hey, you
talking
can't
about
wait
some
a minute.
wrestling.
Hold on. You can't pause our guest. What's going on? You know what, Nick? Hit him with a Macho Man elbow. You know what I mean? But Nick, let's for our viewers, Nick, you're from the East Coast, right? From the up north?
Yep, I'm from Long Island, New York.
Long Island, the home of Matt Cardona, and arguably the greatest wrestler that came out of Long Island is MJF, right? Who would you say is the greatest wrestler to come out of LI?
It's a toss-up between Mick Foley and MJF.
Oh, I forgot Mick is from LI. Yeah, I would go Mick, but You mentioned Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers. I did forget to mention
Kevin
Brian
James,
Myers,
the
so.
King of Queens, was a great amateur wrestler. Back
Oh,
in Long
Kevin
Island.
James is my guy. Kevin James is my
Him and
guy.
Mick Foley were high school classmates.
Yeah, weren't they on the wrestling team or
Yeah.
the football team or something like that?
Wrestling.
Yeah, that's so.
That was a fun fact for everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy that Mick Foley never cameoed that on the King of Queens. That's another thing that's on my bucket list to tell Kevin James if I were to ever meet him. But that's for another show. But guys, we have the Survivor Series War Games. Just a little history, guys. The Survivor Series, this is actually the 39th Survivor Series and the 4th War Games on the main card. Obviously, they've had the War Games match. For those that may not know, the War Games is a team of 5-on-5. They go against each other inside a steel cage and a steel cage in 2 rings that's surrounded by a steel cage. Guys, first of all, do you guys like the War Games? Before we even get into the card, are you guys more, because this is an argument that traditionalists, whether you're old school WWE, NWA, a lot of people like to go, no, give me my Survivor Series the way it was, 5-on-5, elimination like that, as opposed to War Games. So I'll start with you, Nick. You're the first time on our show. What do you prefer? Are you okay with the War Games, or would you prefer more of the traditional Survivor Series from before?
I know a lot of people want the traditional 5 versus 5, but I love the War Games because I just think it gives it more of an aura power to the match, and it gives it more of like the reason for them to win. I think it's more bragging rights than just the 5-on-5 traditional.
Right.
My thought is I think they could do. I don't think the women's needs to have that big 2-ring cage. I think they can do one show, like one has the traditional and one has the War Games. That's just my thought, but I am more of a fan of the War Games match. It's more action to it, a lot more going on.
What about you, Jeremy? What do you think?
I used to like the Survivor Series, not over the War Games per se, but I got tired of Survivor Series because there was no implications in it. It was just one night, one match, meant nothing. The matches were pretty status quo, especially for a long time. War Games, there hasn't been a bad one yet. They do some crazy bumps in this match for what's technically a one-off. And this one seems to spin off more storyline-wise. So I'm all. I grew up on the War Games. Road Warriors is my favorite tag team of all time. Those were some of the first matches I ever saw of them. I love the War Games. I love it. I always wanted it to come back, so it's an easy answer for me.
What about you, brother?
Honestly, I like the War Games, but I do miss Survivor Series, and I don't like that they booked 2 cards, kind of like what Nick brought up. I don't like that they put 2 matches on the card of War Games. Like, one of them could have been the traditional Survivor Series style, and we get that. And one thing I do want to avoid is I don't want 2-night Survivor Series. Let's keep it on one night.
Yeah, that's been rumored, right? Yeah.
But I feel like they double booked themselves with the same match. That's like having 2 TLC matches on the same pay-per-view. Like, you don't do that. So
look, I think
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
I think if done well, it works, because I feel like AEW Blood and Guts. I thought the show was good. I thought both women and men knocked it out. I never thought of it like that. Survivor Series lost its aura once the Monday Night War started. Survivor Series used to be where that was the only time you can see Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, and all the top baby faces team up against the top heels. You know what I mean? Because usually, obviously you would see maybe Hulk Hogan once a month, or maybe Ultimate Warrior once a month, like on TV. But to see them all together, that was the lore of Survivor Series. That's the whole concept.
And remember, on those Survivor Series, every match was 5-on-5.
Right, every match was 5-on-5.
Every match was like that. So I like that. For one night, we're doing it like this. Don't have a regular singles match, tag, and then, now we're doing a Survivor Series.
Right.
So went away from that format. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been kind of a letdown through the years. I think War Games is a nice way to freshen it up. I like the War Games. War Games always seemed more personal. Like, this is where you end it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking my time when you had the Horsemen and the NWO, and I'm talking 90s, and then you can even go back to Dusty, Dusty and and all of them against it. But I like the concept of the War Games. I know Vince McMahon wasn't a fan of it. I just think because it wasn't his idea. That's why he didn't want it on the main card. But Triple H is a historian. Triple H has a lot of respect for Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes created the match, and I'm not against it. But guys, let's get to the card. Because although it's only 4 matches, I think there's 4 big matches, 4 big-time matches. And let's start with the women's division. Stephanie Vaquer, the women's World Heavyweight Champion, is going to be defending against Nikki Bella. Is this Stephanie Vaquer's first or second title defense? Or has she had any?
I believe it's the first.
So this is not bad. Considering the first, you got a Hall of Famer. I think this can set the tone for her reign. I would want Stephanie Vaquer to be champion a very long time. And I think this is, although she doesn't need the rub, she's over. But this can only help her even more by beating Nikki Bella. What do you think, brother?
I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Nikki Bella as a wrestler, and I've never been
Yeah.
a fan of her. So the match is like whatever for me, but it helps with the status of building of Stephanie Vaquer. My dream goal is for this later down the run is to get a real Stephanie Vaquer-Julia match. That's what I really want in the long run. Regarding this match, I think if you were, because Nikki Bella's the more notable name, like more people who are tuning in, they're going to be like, oh, I know Bella, yeah. So they're going to see Stephanie Vaquer and they're going to be eyes on this and like, oh, who's this girl? Who's this? And it puts her on the map for some people who've never came into this before. But excitement level is low for me.
What about you, Jeremy?
I could care less about this match. I like Vaquer, but no, I like Vaquer. I think she's one of the futures of the company from the women's division. Nikki Bella, like we say, the veteran, the Hall of Famer. Her being a Hall of Famer is like, I should be one. But that being said, when has Nikki Bella ever taken a youngster? And when has Nikki Bella ever taken a youngster and given them the rub in a way where it's like, you made them look good. You taught them a thing or two. She's not that kind of wrestler, especially being on the shelf as long as she was. I give her credit for coming back, and that's about it. There's some wrestlers you always know.
That's a good point.
You always know, man, these are the guys who are going to take this person to the next level. Sometimes wrestlers you even least think. Juice Robinson in NXT, when he was there, he was always that guy who had everyone's big their first match. I don't trust Nikki Bella at a indie show. So that's why this is not going to help Vaquer from a big match standpoint as far as like elevating her in-ring performance. But she's a great character.
Nick, we need you to save Nikki Bella for us. I'm hoping you do because Jeremy just torched her. What do you think, Nick?
Well, this is the thing. We all knew when Nikki Bella came back, she was not going to stay as a babyface for too long.
Right.
She just shines more as a heel. She's just naturally a heel. That's what I think. But you know what? I do have to agree that this
With who?
I think I have to agree with you. I think Stephanie, this is Stephanie's time, I think. Because I think they put the title on Tiffany for way too long. And I think it made her kind of stale towards the end. And that's why they had to take it off.
This is the only thing why I disagree with you guys. I just think maybe we're looking at it from a different lens. What I'm saying though is I don't think this match is to propel Stephanie Vaquer's wrestling or just whatever. I think it just helps her title reign because you just have the name.
But is it a filler match?
I think, but it's a good name. You can highlight her reign was beating Nikki Bella. It's adding a Hall of Fame name, whether we agree whether she's a Hall of Fame.
No, 100%.
That's another discussion. Yeah. But it's adding. It's like when wrestlers fought Stephanie McMahon. What did she do in the ring? However,
I don't know. Stephanie sold so well.
But Nikki Bella is just more of a product of the time when she was wrestling. I think she did put good matches when she went in
the 3-minute matches.
I believe she went against Charlotte. She's not Bret Hart in the ring. She's not Sasha Banks.
I know that.
But
I mean, But
I think she's a credible name. She's not a bad name for Stephanie, because
If
Stephanie
Total
Vaquer's gonna
Divas
win.
never
We're not.
happened, she's not a Hall of Famer.
So all right. So who would you want then in that Brie Bella spot? If
Brie Bella or Nikki Bella spot?
I mean, Nikki Bella. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I just said, she has a name. This isn't the match that we're gonna say with Vaquer. Like, man, this is onward and upward for her, and this is a big spot to be in. We forget this show is at Petco Park. We haven't talked about that. This isn't some regular arena show. You have to show out more in these bigger venues.
So who do you put? Who do you put? Who do you replace Nikki with?
Oh, you don't. I'm just saying I'm not interested in the match. Because you're saving her and Rhea.
Which is fine. You saved that for WrestleMania.
I get it. Let's not rush it. Let's not rush that.
Yeah,
filler spot.
What I'm saying though, it adds a little bit legitimacy to the title reign. It's a good start to the title reign by beating a big name such as Nikki Bella.
Always, and it's a great payday for Nikki.
100%. Obviously, I don't know what's the storyline. So, Nick, you did mention that Nikki Bella is a heel, right? Because I know, I'm going to be honest, I haven't been watching much, and the last thing I know is she was just coming our way from the feud from Becky Lynch and that sort of stuff, and she was doing a lot of babyface stuff. When did this turn happen?
It happened like a few weeks ago. I think like right after the match, like she just turned on her, and
because they were tag teaming for a sec, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were tag team, and it did come out of nowhere, but you saw the writing on the wall. You know,
Wait a minute.
You just saw it.
WWE put a team together impromptu, and they dissolved. Never seen this before.
Yeah. You've never seen that happen before.
Wow, big
Might
time
be the
new booking.
First time ever.
Right, first time ever.
Okay,
Honestly,
so on the net, so I'm looking at November 10th episode. So this happened pretty quickly.
Yes.
They formed an alliance in September. November 10th episode is when Vaquer successfully defended her title, and Bella attacked her and turned heel. Okay, so this is they did kind of rush this. It seems like.
I think they needed a big match, big name to put against Stephanie, because they couldn't run it back. They couldn't run it back with Tiffany again. They just couldn't. But
And is Nikki's? Do you think she resigned for this match? Is she on a multi-year deal? I mean,
she's already talked about like this is her last run.
Right.
Yeah,
so they're just trying to give her a nice send off too.
She's quoted that this is her last run, like as of
important.
recently. So which I don't like. This is where the kayfabe part like bothers me in the way that it's just dead today, because you're out here putting out reports of like, hey, this is my last run, going into a title match at Survivor Series. That did not need to come out before. You already told us what the outcome is. Now, we already know, us wrestling fans, we know Stephanie's going to win this match. There's no chance in hell that she's losing it. But don't give it away before you even have the match.
I agree.
Well, I don't think she's done after Survivor Series, though, isn't she?
But she says it's her last run. But
her last
she's
run,
not winning
whenever the contract ends. And we don't know the contract. But AJ Styles 5 times has said, this is my last run, and re-signed 5 times.
John Cena became champion in his last run, and we're going to get into that, but John Cena's a champion right now.
Well, that's the thing. Are they going to...
Nikki Bella...
But we know an
I get that, but I think we're shortchanging Nikki Bella, man. I really do. I'm not the greatest Nikki Bella fan, but damn, we got to put a little respect on her name.
Out of this group, you are the biggest fan out of her.
Because
Ronda Rousey said it best. The only thing she's famous for
I'm going to give credit when credit is due. Yeah, but we could say that about the Booker. We could say that about the Booker.
Triple H?
Can't we? There's a lot of ex-wrestlers that
I'm sure, but guess what? Triple H can wrestle.
Triple H can wrestle. He could sell tickets.
Bro, there's a lot of women in the WWE. Okay, wrestling, don't put asses in seats. Let's just put it like that. There's a lot of great technical wrestlers, but they can't fill up a high school gym.
Triple H can.
Triple H can, if he's booked with The Rock. And he's booked with Stone Cold.
Wow.
And he's booked with those guys.
Wow.
I'll say this about the Bella Twins, though.
And I love Triple H. But,
it shows.
But I'm just saying.
Imagine people he doesn't like.
well, we all know who I don't like.
Yeah. Triple H is one of the top wrestlers of all time in ring.
100%. I'm just saying, though, we can't do the Nikki Bella sleeping with John Cena thing and come on.
But
the
we
Booker
would
did
really
the
never
same.
care about her career if it wasn't
Had
for
it-
that.
No, I think it's
honestly think
more of
it's
an
the-
error. I think
was
it's
the
more of
sign
an
of the
error where
era.
she's timing.
And TV.
Timing,
They were on
100%.
TV as well, so they weren't just on wrestling. They were on a channel where they can see their lives more. People were more exposed
Right.
to them who never watch wrestling. So they're the benefactors of that. But that doesn't mean that like
I
don't
think
know.
given that they didn't have a wrestling background and they put in the work, because Brie Bella Brie Bella done the same thing. She had good storytelling matches with Stephanie McMahon, and I think they put the work. Whereas you know what, they got my respect.
Now you're talking about both of them. I think Brie is a
Well,
good in-ring
I'm
wrestler.
just saying in general, well, both of them, because they both came from not a
Nikki
wrestling
was the
background.
more attractive of the two.
Well, you know what? They both came from Diva Search.
Yeah.
That's what they both. And the thing is, I
Yeah.
think there was nothing like them though. There was no twins that they could do
No,
that
Vince loved them.
double switch. You know, one could just crawl out of the ring, the other one go in. You know what? So you
Win
can't
match.
take that away from them. And also another thing you can't take away is that we would not get wrestlers today in the women's division like Roxanne Perez if it wasn't the Bella twins. You know, so you
I
gotta.
agree. And Nikki cuts
So
a
I'm
good
saying,
promo.
put a little respect. That's all I ask. Just put a little respect on their name. That's it.
No,
That was
but-
my respect right there.
I think Nikki.
That's
does
it.
cut a-
That's good for me. But we were
Nick-
crapping on her like she Marty Jannetty.
Nick-
Come on.
Nikki Bella does cut a good promo. Very believable, very good on the mic. But you asked me just from the in-ring stuff, and I gave it to you, brother.
Oh, the ring, yeah. I don't. She's not gonna
It's
put
mad.
on a
very
5-star
mad.
match. She's not gonna put on a 5-star match. But Tiffy can't wrestle. I almost cursed. But Tiffy, we got
Brother,
a couple Tiffy
you
fans
gotta-
here.
you gotta
She's
stop.
horrible.
You gotta
She's-
stop. You gotta
all right,
stop.
You gotta
we
stop
had
that.
this
You cannot-
conversation.
You gotta stop that.
We
You gotta stop
had
that.
this
There's a
conversation.
reason. There's a reason why
No,
Jade's
but
being
we
booked
had
the way
this
she's being booked. And it's
conversation
because
in the
she's big,
SummerSlam
beautiful, and
preview
pretty.
show. No,
That's it.
We
That's
had
it.
this conversation when we broke down Jade versus Tiffany, and we said, "Whoa, this match has a possibility to be a disaster because they cannot carry each other. They
Because
cannot
Jade
carry
had
a
to be
match.
carried. And you said
Neither-
that Tiffany.
both of them
You
have
felt
to
that
be
Tiffany
carried.
couldn't carry her.
No, I disagree.
Jade clearly.
Both of them had to be carried.
Do you think
We
Charlotte
both
carried her at
said
Mania?
that.
Do you think Charlotte carried
Huh?
her at Mania? Do you think Charlotte carried her at Mania?
110%.
I think she held her own. I think she held her
All
own. I
right,
didn't
but
say
that
she-
confidence did not show when we were
Remember,
breaking down SummerSlam.
She's only been in the business, 3-4 years, Tiffy.
All right.
We forget that. Her best years
All right.
are
Yeah, but
way
She
ahead.
can't wrestle. We're talking about right now.
So
She
many
can't
people.
wrestle.
So many
So
people.
then
behind
you
Tiffany.
gotta hold her to
She
the
has
same
charisma.
standard.
She has
You
the
have to hold your
charisma.
girl
She
to
has
the
look,
same
but
standard. She can't wrestle.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I'm not. But the thing is, I never said Nikki Bella's Bret Hart.
I'm not talking
I
about
just
Jade. I'm
said
talking about
that.
Jade. I'm
No,
talking about Jade.
what I'm saying. Well, what about Jade?
I said hold her to the same standard. She can't wrestle.
I've said that all the time. WWE, she's having more success because WWE
Yeah,
is now
but Jade,
booking her like
Jade knows how to
AEW.
create a presence.
Give her 5-6 minutes. She doesn't need to be wrestling 20 minutes.
But
Jade.
in Jade's defense, because I will defend Jade Cargill too.
I'm
She
defending
can
Jade
just
too.
throw
Jade's
a
my
punch.
girl.
She can just throw a punch and get an amazing
100%.
crowd reaction. Like when she clocked Naomi at Elimination Chamber, the place.
Look, Jade's the real deal.
She is the real deal. She is the real deal.
I
So
agree.
is Tiffy.
Real deal.
I always believe in Tiffy time. All right.
I can name 5 women right now on the roster that's better than Tiffany. But
Won't
whatever.
matter to me.
All right, who's winning? Well, we all know who's winning. It's going to be Stephanie Vaquer, right? Because
Correct,
clearly
yes.
we don't have Nikki Bella. I'll concede to that. I don't think Nikki Bella's winning. But that's a great way to start the show. They always say you either want to open the show, or you want to close it, and we started hot. So let's move on because I think this is gonna be a great conversation. John Cena's defending the Intercontinental title against Dominik Mysterio. Nick, I'll start with you. What's your thoughts on this match?
You know, when Dom first came in, I could not stand him. When he first came into to be the wrestler with his dad, I just couldn't stand him. I just thought he would it was too forced to like him, too much of a babyface. And once he turned heel, this guy has elevated so much and grew so much in a short period of time. And I think in him and John Cena already pulled out a great match, and I think this could be really, really great for Dom. I think this is great for even Cena too, just to wrestle a young guy like Dominik that has such a heel presence that sometimes Dom can't even speak because everyone's just booing at him. So I'm actually looking forward to this match. Did you ask me who I think is going to win, or just think about the match?
No, just in general. Matter of fact, we can ask you that. Who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Dom. But who? You know what? You never know, because I know Cena probably has a lot of say in what he wants to happen in his.
Apparently, he's saying he doesn't.
Apparently,
he's been. I don't believe it. I don't. But that's what he's
Triple
saying.
H has said we got to do things to not appease John, but work with him and like they didn't want to bring back Brock Lesnar for him. It was something John really wanted.
Yeah,
they said this is about.
I heard that too.
Honoring John. That's what they said.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic of discussion.
I understand, but
yeah,
he
because
does have to say.
I think that was more of a. I don't know if that's the Cena call, but who knows? I don't know. Triple H could say it is. Yeah, it's a great PR for their company.
That's true.
To go, hey, yeah, John Cena requested this. It wasn't TKO.
That's true.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
But yeah, go ahead. So you think you got Dom, Nick?
I got Dom on this one.
All right, Dave. What do you think, brother?
Brother Dominik Mysterio, like, if there was ever somebody who capitalized on being a heel, like, this guy has done it. And, like, he's learned from everyone. And you get it. The storyline is, like, he's against his dad. You can tell Rey Mysterio's in his ear telling him exactly what he needs to know, what he needs to do. He's learned from the greatest. His inspiration is Eddie Guerrero, and that look fits him so damn well.
Yeah.
It's funny when Nick started saying, like, ever since I first seen him, I'm like, damn, so when he was with Eddie Guerrero in the custody battle, you didn't like the kid?
I forgot about that.
Right. That's what
that was actually his first debut.
Right.
He's a veteran. He's a veteran already.
But no, seriously, like, okay, yes, when he first came up, I was just like, yeah, this is nepotism to its finest. This kid cannot wrestle. He's with his dad. But he's shown that he's grown, and he's grown a lot. Compared to other wrestlers who I feel like who've had inspiration from their dad and stuff, and we'll get into that some other time, from another company, this guy knows how to wrestle. Hook. I'm talking about Hook. I don't like Hook.
Oh.
I really don't. I don't like Hook. But anyways.
Who's this?
But he has learned a lot. Dominik Mysterio is great at what he does. And then if anybody to like have their last match against, if this is it, John Cena with him is just great because you know John Cena's going to put him over. It's a really good call for me.
Jeremy.
Oh, okay. First off, I swear I'm not trying to be the heel tonight. I swear it's just coming out a little bit. Dave, I got a little bone to pick with you now.
We do this. We already know from last time.
Yeah, let's do it.
But that being said, Dom has taken being a heel and elevated to higher levels than we've seen in a very long time. I don't think it's Ray and all these guys just in his ear telling him stuff. I think he gets it in a way that you just can't teach to a degree.
I won't even argue that.
He learned from it. He just gets it. I mean, Conan has said that. He learned from Conan as a kid. But Conan's even said he just gets it, and he does. I think this is the easiest match of the night to predict. Dom did the right thing and dropped the belt to Cena in Boston on his last Boston show. And where is this show? San Diego. The 619 Petco Park. It's not going to be as heel country for Dom as we've seen maybe ever. Yeah, L.A. was close to there, and he got booed out of the building because he was wrestling his dad. This is San Diego. This is 619 country. He is going to get some loud pops during the night. Cena will work fine with that. He's John Cena. He's a pro's pro. I think it's just Cena's passing him the belt back that night. It was a one-off that night in Boston. Hometown to hometown. The belt's changed. Let's go.
This is where I wish the Vince McMahon booking would be, because we all know guys do not get that hometown great booking when Vince was there. This is so if Vince was booking the show, I'm like, John Cena's winning. John Cena's winning. Dom's not gonna get his moment in front of his home crowd. Like, but this is the only thing. I would say this: Dominik Mysterio it seems like he's just an extension of himself. And we all know, like, that's what they've always said. That's what makes the greatest characters. Austin said that. Rock said it. It's just yourself just turned up a whole nother level. I would agree with all of you guys where in the beginning it did feel like nepotism. It did feel forced. It him teaming with his dad and that sort of thing.
And his look then. I'm sorry. His outfit,
even the look, you know what I mean?
He lost a lot of weight and just looks like $1,000,000 now.
Yeah, and I think, if you see Dom outside, Dom even dresses, like when he's in the ring, he dresses, that's how he dresses. You know what I mean? Like Dominik Mysterio is really tapped in with street culture and sneakers and all that, and that plays towards his little dirty, greasy heel. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the guys you don't want your daughter to date. You know what I mean? And it just works for him. It works for him. The only thing I fear is this, because you mentioned it, Jeremy. You guys all did. He's home. San Diego. If he's going to win and beat Cena, which I'm a Cena guy. I would love Cena to win and hold on to the title. I do not want to see Dom win clean. That's one. And I don't want to see Dom get the hand up or the handshake. I don't want to see that. Because
what do you mean the handshake? Can you elaborate on the handshake?
The end of the match handshake and the official rub, the official John Cena, what he did with LA Knight. I do not want to see that. Because this is where you might be told, yes, Dom has become cool to boo, but I don't want it to be now. We're already towing the line with it because he's already light.
You don't want him to be a heel
cool
babyface. Yeah.
I don't need him going full babyface.
Yeah.
Because I feel like WWE already, he's the top heel. I feel like he is the top heel in the company.
Don't lose his nuclear heat. Don't lose the nuclear heat.
I do not need anything to kind of swing that more towards babyface. And I think that can happen because he's already going to get cheered, as you guys mentioned. He's going to get cheered. He's home. But I don't want the whole John Cena, hand, Rock, Roman Reigns, Royal Rumble. I don't want that. I don't want that at the end of the match.
You don't want the respect. You don't want the hand.
You don't want
a low blow to Cena. I want a cheap chicken shit heel win.
It can work sometimes.
With the crowd, but he won chicken heel.
It can work sometimes. Cody and Brock was unplanned, and it was awesome that moment. Nobody saw it coming, not even Cody Rhodes.
Or even this.
If it's done I always say if you do things organically and do it right, even if it didn't make sense, it can be freaking awesome. If they discuss it and do that, it will be awful.
Jerry, my bad. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Pass the torch. Okay, cool. Low blow right after. Right after. As soon as the hand goes up.
So you're talking Jericho Shawn Michaels then?
WrestleMania 19?
Yeah.
That'll work.
Pass the torch to me.
That'll work. That'll work.
Low blow.
Yeah,
that'll
but
work.
There's a problem with that, though. If they do that, because this is supposed to just be the end for Dom and Cena. If he does
you're saying it's
the low blow, then where can they really go from there? Because then Cena's
I'll tell you this. The same thing they did with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena, and there was nothing after that. It was just like, okay, it never existed.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah.
That's Triple H booking right there. Triple H has done that a lot.
Yeah. Because Cena's not doing any more Raws, right? Leading up to his last match.
No, he's done. I think Monday at the Garden, I think was his last one.
So then, yeah.
The next person he's going to face is the winner of the tournament. And,
Who's I know that Penta got hurt. Mm-hmm. Right? Is that a work or is that a shoot? He really did get hurt.
He got hurt.
I think he really got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's I can look it up. I don't know who's the just for our viewers, I have Cena winning. So we all got we all have Dom winning, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have Dom winning. I do want to pivot towards the Cena thing because we did say we'll talk about it. I want to look up who's fine because I'm eager to know, like, who do you guys think would be his final opponent?
So Sheamus got hurt too. So now there's a surprise match for LA Knight. And now Penta got hurt. So now I think they're bringing another surprise in now because Penta got hurt. Because Sheamus and Penta both have the same injury. I think they said it's their shoulder. Because I've seen a lot of different angles the way that Penta did that Hurricanrana and the way he did.
So it was his shoulder that he hurt
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at it here. Yeah. So right now, Jay Uso is lined up with Rusev, and then Gunther's gonna go against Solo, and then
Yes.
as you mentioned, Nick, LA Knight is gonna have a special guest.
Again.
Can we just eliminate the whole Edge Adam Copeland thing? Like, I don't understand why people in their right mind would have thought Edge was going to be in this tournament. I don't know why. Like, I really don't know why.
Wishful thinking is okay.
Yeah, but
The New Yorker in you
yeah,
doesn't like that.
I just think if this was maybe 3 years ago, maybe you can think about it. But with all the little booking shows the same night as this one, the little shots, Tony wasn't gonna allow that to happen.
Edge or Adam Copeland doing the "You Can't See Me" at Full Gear was his way of.
I think that's the most Tony would go. And I'm gonna be honest, people were bashing Tony. He did the right thing. He did the right thing.
I agree.
You think Triple H is gonna let? You think Triple H was gonna let a big guy person come to AEW?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, I think you got to protect your properties, man.
Yeah.
No, you have to.
And I agree with Omar. Had this been a few years ago, Tony would have been like,
I think he would have.
Yo, you know what?
He would have.
I give you a night. I give you a night.
He let Jericho. Well, obviously, it helped him. He let Jericho do. Was it Austin's podcast?
Yeah.
At the time,
Yeah.
He let Jericho do it. He let Ric Flair do some stuff.
He let Bryan Danielson do. It was a tribute show to somebody.
Yeah, like he's allowed
and Jericho
that.
too.
Yeah, he's allowed that. So you know what I mean. So my thing is I don't blame Tony for not wanting Edge, and I don't understand why fans even think. And even now, you see it a little bit. Edge is not coming out. Like, who do you guys think might be do you think the surprise wrestler is going to be in-house, or what did they say? You never know, but it's really TNA, which is now basically the NXT 2 for WWE. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I wasn't that big on Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth. They were cool surprises. I liked that they, however, they're under contract with TNA. To me, that's not a surprise. WWE has a partnership with TNA. So I'm sorry, that didn't shock me at all.
I don't even know.
I think Jericho.
Jericho would
That's
be great.
what I'm thinking.
Jericho would be great. Jericho, but the thing is Jericho's. I know Jericho's contract is up.
I can speak on that.
All right, brother, do it.
His deal's up in December.
Mm.
And that's when he's free to leave, if he chooses to leave. I spoke to a good source on this. I can't say names or all the details, whether he's going back or not, but he cannot talk.
It seems like he's leaving. Okay.
No, and I wasn't told he was. I wasn't told he was or wasn't, because it was a non-issue, because he couldn't negotiate until his deal is done.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know that happens.
But Tony's not going to say, yeah, you go talk to him.
No, of course. I think
he might have his agent or his lawyer talk.
Yeah.
They don't, man, they hate each other so much, both sides. If they can find out that Jericho was talking to them 24 hours before, they'll try to find some tampering stuff.
Well, look what happened with Andrade.
Right.
And Andrade got let go from WWE, and then he showed up at AEW. Then, a week later, and then
I was there.
And if Jericho wasn't at Full
in
Gear,
South Florida, yeah.
If Jericho wasn't at Full Gear, it's a wrap. He's not coming back. I think it makes sense. Remember, John Cena's first pay-per-view match ever was against Chris Jericho. Cena seems to be going for a lot of the nostalgia on this.
Well, I guess it depends on when.
That's true.
When they want to do this, because right now LA's match is scheduled for this Friday, tonight, the 28th.
Oh, tonight.
So, tonight. We record.
Oh, tonight. Sorry.
Friday.
My bad. Yes, in the future. I think and Jericho is very.
We're recording this on a Tuesday night, guys. By the way, but you guys are seeing this Friday.
But Jericho's a historian. He's the type of guy that will say,
"Yeah,
yes, my first." remember, Jericho was the reason that Cena had that pay-per-view match with him. Vince didn't believe in Cena. Jericho did.
Yeah.
And they had an incredible match.
Look, Cena.
Where's this pay-per-view at for Cena's last match?
DC.
DC.
Where was the first ever AEW Dynamite at?
Oh man, yes it was in the same building, the Verizon Center in DC.
Think about stuff like that?
I didn't even think of that.
I never thought of it.
I think I'm a nerd like that when it comes to that stuff. But Jericho's had the guy say, "I was in the first ever Dynamite in this building, and I was John Cena's last opponent and his first opponent in a pay-per-view."
Yeah.
That
is podcast worthy right there.
That's podcast worthy. He's a Hall of Famer regardless. But man, this just puts the boom.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest name you can get. That's probably not under contract.
That's not Adam Copeland.
Yep.
Yeah. Agreed.
Do we know if Orton is hurt? I don't think he's hurt. Right? They just haven't used him.
Didn't they write him off? So
I think this would be a perfect time to get him in.
I also don't
because I don't think you can go wrong with Orton.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna have LA Knight beat Orton if Orton returns.
But I don't think
LA Knight's
winning. I don't think LA Knight's gonna win.
I think it's gonna be Gunther. That's what I think. I think it's
Cena's last match?
I think it's gonna be Gunther too. I think it will be because
I'm out for Cena's last match.
It will. Yeah.
I think it's going to be.
Cena wants to give the rub to a young guy?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, Gunther's 38, 39, but you know what I mean.
You have a great point.
He's passing the torch to Dom. He can do a nostalgia match for his last match. What if it's The Rock? What if it's The Rock?
No,
I mean, we have not had any.
The Rock's filming Jumanji.
I'm sure it'll suck. Because it's The Rock. But what about? Honestly, think about it.
Could be.
Came to work for The Rock. We have not seen anything between the two of them since that night at Elimination Chamber.
Listen,
Rock is a long gamer. I'm a long gamer, everybody. I'm a long gamer.
Yeah. I just think. I think he's full of crap.
He is Dwayne Johnson, and that's his middle name. I'm just throwing it out there for rile you guys.
All right, so let's just take a wild guess. Tonight, SmackDown. We have. I think first of all, I think Rusev is gonna beat Jey Uso. I think he should. I think Rusev has more of a connection to Cena than Jey Uso. I think if Rusev was booked a lot better, I wouldn't have minded him winning this tournament and him getting his payback from WrestleMania 31, where I thought it was the wrong decision to have Cena beat Rusev at the time. It would have been nice, but I just don't think Rusev been booked that great where I don't think people are going to care if he won. I don't think you waste that spot on Rusev.
But not to correct you, I'm sorry. You're speaking from the mind of what makes sense from the wrestling's perspective. This is the rare time where you have to throw all that out the window and you have to say what makes sense to John. How does he want to finish it? It doesn't matter what we want or what TKO wants.
But shouldn't this also be something where it's going to propel the guy that gets that final match? Because if not, why do a tournament?
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that.
That's all I'm saying.
If that's the case, then why did you get rid of Hayes? If there was anybody who needed a push.
That's true.
I don't even think John Cena could get Carmelo Hayes over, bro.
You know what? A name just came to me that I think could be LA Knight's surprise, and I think it could be Austin Theory. Because
oh my God.
They did have that match at WrestleMania. And he is a guy that he does need that push to be that next guy. Really like the next, because he's always a mid-card guy. You know,
he needs a reinvention. He needs a reinvention.
Exactly. Yes, he needs a reinvention, and he was Vince McMahon's. He was like the Vince McMahon. That
would get a lot of heat. I'm not hating that. I'm not hating that at all. I'm not hating that. I never thought of that. That's because people hated him already. They were force-fed Austin Theory, and I think if Triple H did put him in that spot, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't think it would be a bad thing.
If Cena wants to put somebody over, like Gunther's not the guy. Gunther's over. We don't need that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And I think, I wouldn't be mad at Austin Theory being the person that comes out of this. And
All right. So final say, who do we have? LA Knight's opponent. I am going to go with Randy Orton.
Just name my second favorite wrestler of all time. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go with a wild card. Since it's TNA, it's not really what Mike Santana. He dropped his title. He dropped his title.
That'd be nice.
He's
That'd be a
been
great
in the
moment for him.
news for, he's been in the dirt sheets for has he showed up, has he not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mike Santana.
I wouldn't hate that only because I think Mike Santana, that'd be dope for him personally.
Right, for a guy who's always dreamed of being in that ring. I mean, you saw how he was just being in an NXT ring one night. Imagine him get to do that. So maybe I'm just being biased there, but I would love that.
All right, Dave.
honestly, this is my wild card. I would love Obafema in this one.
Ooh.
I
He's
think
good,
if you were,
man.
I think he's
good.
someone who could put in that spotlight and give him that that push. That a lot of people don't know him if you didn't watch NXT. So coming into this, that's something that you can oh, who is this guy? Because he's a monster. So that's my pick.
Yeah, he's really good. Nick, round it up with you, man. Who you going with? I know you suggested Theory. Is that your pick, or are you going with someone else?
I'm still going to pick Theory to go against LA Knight in this one. But the thing is, you also have to remember, though, none of the surprises won their match.
Oh.
So that's the thing. But
that was a factor in my pick.
So, I mean, I still think it's Theory just to get that, because I think when Theory comes back, I think he'll get a pop. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because how Grayson Waller left him, that's why.
All right. So we got that. And let's, before we move on to the women's War Games match, who do we think is going to get that final match with Cena? Do we think it's Gunther? Or who do you think?
Who do you want?
Anybody jump in?
To me, it's Chris Jericho till it isn't Chris Jericho.
Okay.
That's the best way I can answer that. Maybe that's what I'm rooting for.
I guess I'm gonna say Gunther unless it's Chris Jericho.
Yeah, man. Jericho would be dope, man. I just don't know when his contract is up in December. So. What about you, brother? You didn't say who you think will be in.
I mean, honestly, I would love to see. First of all, I want to see the matchup of Rusev and Gunther, if that's what we get before that. And then I would like to see. Honestly, I would like to see Rusev if it's between them two.
I think with Rusev. I think I don't know. There's a story with Rusev. But guys, let's go on. Let's get back to the show. We wanted to give John Cena his time. There was so much to talk about when it came to John Cena and his final run. The greatest of all time, in my opinion. But now we got to get to the women's War Games match. Classic top 5 baby faces against the top 5 heels, as Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee will be going against Nia Jax, /Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. Guys, this is a gumbo of great women performers, maybe outside of Nia Jax and a young /Legend. But there's a story. There's a story within these women. I'll say this: I loved Charlotte Flair having just having her second thoughts about whether wanting the team with Rhea. I like that it's still. Listen, I don't like you. I don't trust you. So I did like that they built towards that. It wasn't like, okay, baby faces aligned together like the Avengers. So I did like that. I think we saw the AJ Lee and Becky tagging along at the end was I think we all saw that coming. It's a big show. You need the big names. But I think, we touched on in the beginning of the show, guys, a lot, maybe this shouldn't have been a War Games match. Maybe a classic Survivor Series match, but let's go. Let's get a deeper dive into this match, and I'll start with you, Nick. How are you feeling about this match here?
I like the whole. Like you said with the whole Alexa and Charlotte. I like how the way that they built that tag team was that they didn't just make them get along right away, right? They were just like they didn't like each other, but they knew that they could be good together. They were just stronger together than they were separate. And with bringing up Lash Legend, I didn't think I thought that was kind of random. Didn't think that was gonna come, but I think they needed another big to be the same size as Nia, height wise. I mean, but I think that I think this will be AJ Lee's way to show what else she could do besides that tag match, because she didn't get that much time in that tag, because it was basically Punk and Seth doing their thing as they always do, which has been great for the past almost 2.5 years. But I personally think that the baby faces are going to come out on this one as victorious.
All right. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this match is definitely going to be the one that we see a lot more of AJ Lee. I'm not the biggest AJ Lee fan, but I do respect her because she actually is a wrestler. But coming out of this, everyone's good on this except Nia Jax. If we could have swapped her out for someone else, I would have been fine. That's how I feel about this match. I really if we had swatched out Nia Jax, because she has shown time and time again that she is careless in that ring.
I would rather have Maxine than Nia Jax right now. And Maxine's been doing some pretty.
But she's a babyface now, isn't she?
True, but I'm just saying, just to get just to switch out Nia Jax with somebody, Yeah. But
I would have liked Raquel. If you could have swapped anybody, I would have put Raquel.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, so the only thing that I don't know if maybe they haven't touched on who has the advantage yet, right? I know in the men's it's division, but they haven't really went over that yet, right? Or are they gonna?
They probably will on SmackDown. SmackDown.
Okay,
I think SmackDown.
So we don't know who. Okay, so we don't know. I think we could have. I think we could have went with Roxanne and Raquel. I probably would have preferred them over Nia and Lash Legend in this match. But you got the heavy hitters. I think kind of like when Nick said, you need the size. Rhea and Charlotte are big girls, so you got Nia and you got Lash that can go with them, and then you have more of the smaller frames with Alexa, Io, and AJ, with the Kabuki Warriors and Becky. Obviously, Becky Lynch and I think all these women are going to be great. I think I just hope Nia doesn't hurt anyone, because you're talking war games, you're talking weapons, you're talking a lot of gimmicks, and although she's on the Ozempic, allegedly, she's still a big girl, and she still can hurt someone really bad. So, you know what I mean? But I think this match, it is for what it is. It's just a classic baby versus heels. I'm not going to pretend to know the story outside of the story in between Charlotte and Rhea. Them being reluctant to team against with each other in this match, and I'm gonna be honest, there's no world champion. Jade's not in it, and who's the world champion on SmackDown?
Maxine.
It's Maxine.
Maxine, is she the Intercontinental champion? She beat
she's
Maxine Dupree. Yeah, she beat Becky.
Oh, that's right.
The fact that we can't even name you the women champion.
Is it Stephanie?
Insane. Oh yeah,
oh,
my bad,
yeah.
Where's my girl Jade then? Do you see? This is this is not. I don't like this. You should have put Jade Cargo in there. Jake, but whatever. But it is what it is. I actually think that I think the heels will win this. I'm gonna go with the heels because I don't care who wins this match, to be honest. Jeremy, what do you think?
Once WWE 10 years ago or so just made it clear that whatever the men did, the women were going to do as well.
Yeah.
And they got away from the first of ever this, first for this, first for that, because we've had it all now. Mm-hmm. It's like an obligation to have the match for them.
Yeah.
This match kind of just feels like that. I'm not saying it won't be good. I'm so glad you all talked about Nia the way you did, because we cannot call Dom and nepotism without mentioning Nia Jackson nepotism. So
That's a fact.
that is a fact. It is what it is. It'll be that is one of those matches where you're interested where it is on the order of the show. How much time they're giving.
And we'll talk about that. We'll go over that. I forgot to go over that with you guys. We will, once we're done with it, we'll break down who we think is going to open, how we think the card is going to get laid out. Because I think that's an important point, Jeremy. I really think that's an important point. And yeah, I would not be surprised if they opened with this one. If they opened with it, I wouldn't be surprised. Because you're going to get the spots from EO. You know EO is going to do the moonsault.
And AJ.
Yeah, and with the garbage can and all that. You're gonna get some crazy. I just hope that these women walk out of this safe, because you have a Charlotte that's injury prone, and like we said, we're joking around and said it, but Nia has hurt people in the past, and you just kind of hope that AJ Lee, this is her second match back, and it's a damn cage match. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. You just kind of hope.
Rhea's been injured recently too a lot. So
yeah, Rhea, Alexa, like these are very injury-prone women. That. But I'm with you, Jeremy. When it comes to this, I'm all for women having the opportunity on all spectrums, all sports, everything. But just because the men have it doesn't mean they need to have it. And I don't think this match. I would have rather have taken Becky versus AJ 1-on-1. We haven't seen that yet.
If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense either way.
Or classic Survivor Series match. We didn't need the War Games.
Or a classic Survivor Series match. Yeah, I don't think this needed the War Games gimmick. I don't.
I think it diminishes the men's match a little bit.
Yeah.
I agree.
No disrespect to the women, but this should have been the classic 5-on-5.
And here's the thing: the way that I feel, Blood and Guts is different, right? Because there were other matches in there. There's only 4 matches on this card. There's no pre-show. There's nothing else. So all you have is 2 War Game matches and 2 other matches in between. They needed more variety. That's what I feel.
Since Triple H has booked the shows, that's been kind of the knock, is that their PLEs is it's not a lot of matches. It's usually been hovering around that 4 to 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, but they do other stuff now. Promos. They'll do some stuff.
Their PLEs have.
You're at a baseball stadium. They're gonna amp it up.
No, yeah, it's gonna have.
You're going against
the look
a
and
major
feel.
day of college football rivalry weekend. You're going against. Still got NFL that weekend, so they gotta put their best foot forward.
Yeah. Thanksgiving weekend, so yeah, definitely.
And it's Saturday night. It's a Saturday night, so, and it's on ESPN. I don't know how many people. I don't know if the people who watched on Peacock now are watching on ESPN Plus, as Dave likes to say, alternative broadcasting.
I'll be using the VPN for this one.
I'll be using alternative broadcasting as well.
Yep, that's what I got. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie. Yeah,
thank you, Stephanie.
Now, let me ask you guys. So you guys like the Saturday night pay-per-view or Sunday night pay-per-view?
I love Saturday nights.
Me too.
I love Saturday nights.
That's what
Wrestling was made for Saturday nights.
I remember growing up, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. I think the only Saturday pay-per-views that I remember in the 90s was WCW Road Wild. I think it was, or the one they were doing Sturgis. And
you had Saturday Night Main Event on NBC back in the day. On those.
Yeah, that's a little bit before me. That's
before me too.
That's
80s.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, I like it. I like. I think AEW had it more normalized it. Yeah, because I think Tony books it on Sundays he books Saturdays when it's not NFL season.
It's true.
And then once the NFL season finishes, he goes to Sundays.
That's true.
I enjoy the Saturdays, especially when AEW, because they end so late.
Yes.
You know what I mean? AEW's pay-per-views are hitting midnight. I remember the Edge, Wrestle Dream, I think went to almost 1 a.m, if I'm not mistaken. But I prefer Saturdays. What do you guys think? I know, Nick, you said Saturdays?
Saturdays, yep,
All
100%.
right. Brother Jeremy, what you guys think?
Saturday.
Saturdays or Sundays?
Saturday, without a
Saturday.
question.
Saturday, especially during the football season. I don't want to see wrestling at the same time I'm watching, like, whatever. Most of the time, Sunday night games are really good. This is the one exception because this week is what, Commanders, Broncos?
Yeah, this one is
This is the only time they
trash.
could have done it. They could have done it.
They
this
should
time.
have did it Sunday night. I think people would have watched wrestling over football. And I was Dave and I were
But
talking
remember,
about
we're talking like for their mindset is it's not like they have to have ratings one night that hits.
right
It's on an app now. They will
it's a lot different now,
evaluate it after a week or two and see how they do.
True.
Yeah, and this is WWE's second PLE now on ESPN. WrestlePalooza, from what you're hearing,
ESPN wasn't too happy.
ESPN wasn't too happy, but
Interesting. In what way? For the numbers or just the show?
well, they said that. Well, the thing that didn't help was that you actually had a writer that's on the payroll for ESPN, and he crapped on the whole event. I think some people didn't even like the show in general. They didn't like the matches.
Right.
All of
the
them.
price tag, and the price tag is the big glaring factor. Like, you're paying already for the ESPN
$30,
app,
right?
And then you're paying an additional $30.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, with everything being a subscription service these days, the NBA you have to have like 5 different apps to have it. For NFL, you need to have something as well.
NBA is ridiculous.
Like, it's too many
is
streaming
ridiculous.
services completing, and then you're gonna also be like, hey, you know what? Pay another $30 on top of the subscription you're paying. It's too much. So that's why I'm looking forward to UFC being on the Paramount next year. That's why I'm looking forward to one day seeing AEW pay-per-views on Max if we get that.
Yeah.
It's too much money to be dishing out all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of alluded that Paramount's gonna increase their prices once the UFC thing happens.
I'm okay as long as it's part of the subscription and not an additional price.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be part of the subscription. I think, but I think you're right. I think if we went from
It's like that with
The whole
Netflix and
paper-
Raw. We would be fuming if Netflix charged you extra.
right.
No problem.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's all about, timing, because had we come from the old pay-per-view format to this, I think people would be more accepting of it because you were paying 50 whatever, but you go from paying $9.99 and then Peacock, depending if you had even the regular ad one, you might be paying $6 or whatever.
Some people paid nothing.
Now, some people paid nothing.
Yeah.
And, now to pay, $30 and, what Dave mentioned is you're also paying for the ESPN Plus subscription itself. So it's not like it comes with it, and I think that's the whole conversation that we had in our last preview with SummerSlam was the greed of TKO and unfortunately it's going to continue. They just signed that new deal. So is SmackDown's going back now to 3 hours.
I heard just for a little bit of time. I heard that it's not going to...
Their numbers are not doing well. And I think TKO needs to reevaluate that because SmackDown isn't doing too well. And
Friday night is a bad spot. It really is. It is a bad spot. Like, guys, some of us are in relationships. Some of us are just like trying to do something on a Friday. Do you really want to stay home and watch SmackDown and not be good half of the time?
Well, this is the thing.
DVR.
The 4 years that Roman was champion, I think that was the best SmackDown's ever been. Man, he was holding that company for 4 years, and you know what? I would record it on DVR and I would rush home and play it because I wanted to see that aura of Roman.
Yeah, and I mentioned that because I wanted to now segue to the main event, and I have my thoughts when it comes to this main event. I think, and Jeremy said it in the beginning when we talk about War Games, and he said every War Games has been good, right, Jeremy? You kind of mentioned everyone. To me, I think this is the weakest one of so far in the main card. I understand why this match is being booked the way it is, and I'll go over the participants right now. It's Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay teaming up with Roman Reigns against Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Obviously, I know it's more of a miscellaneous group because of the injury of Seth Rollins. I don't want to act like I'm the booker, but I would assume if had Rollins been healthy, then this would make more sense because then all the baby faces that's together will all burned at one point by Seth Rollins. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is where Rollins being hurt. Now you adding Brock Lesnar. I get that Drew's been feuding with Cody as of late, but it just gives me house show baby faces versus heels. I do not care outside of just seeing Roman, because Roman now has become, to me, in my opinion, just like when he comes on TV, I want to see it because we don't see him often. I'm over Brock Lesnar, to be honest, and I don't care for this match. I really don't care for this match because I don't know where it goes from after that. Now, can the match be a banger? 100%. I just don't know what does this lead to. What is it leading to? You know what I'm saying? So anybody, you guys, whoever wants to jump in, that's just my take on this match.
Yeah, no, basically it's a glorified. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was going to say this is a glorified Survivor Series match in a lot of ways. I think Cody's done a great job building the match, though. His promos, when he said to Steiner the other night,
the Steiner thing was cool.
That was cool, and saying this is not just a match for me, this is my birthright.
Yeah.
That was well said. I thought the promo with Roman, CM Punk, and Cody was a whole lot of nothing the other night.
Yeah.
It was a little bit awkward.
It was awkward and busted up, and I think that was the headline they had for it. Nothing was really accomplished. So
I missed it. If you guys could fill us in, fill the audience in. How did that promo go?
One of those, I don't trust
because
you.
Because the only thing I read
me.
about that promo was more slander towards Roman. Because I don't know if Roman alluded to wanting the title of CM Punk. And I saw a comment where it's like, Roman crapped on that title since its existence. Now he wants it from CM Punk. I didn't watch the promo.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it was just basically, I don't trust you, you don't trust me, yada, yada. It was just... It could have been a lot better.
It's basically was who's really the head of the table, so to speak, of that team. Who's the head of the table, so to speak, of this team right here? And Cody saying him, Punk saying him, Roman saying it's really me. And both those hells, he didn't say which title. He just said that title will look better on me.
Yeah, he left the allure there. He left it so
okay.
He looked at both of them, and then CM Punk, as he's walking out, he asked him, "Which one are you talking to?" And he's like, "I guess you're gonna have to figure that out." And he walks away.
But he also didn't say that on the mic. He said that as he's walking away, and only we heard it as viewers at home.
It's okay. So it's the audience at home. It was for that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Still doesn't do anything for me to be honest.
I didn't say it was good.
I'm looking forward to this match for another reason, and it hasn't been brought up as much as it should be. It's the feuding between the bloodline that's been building little, between the Usos and with Roman and all that stuff. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for in this match, that if it picks up a little bit from there, because the rest of it doesn't, it has the potential to be a great match, but the storytelling of it is just
my theory is, I know it's the War Games and they're in a cage, yada yada. I always like to leave. If I'm not thrilled about a match, I like to cap it at 70%, let's say. At 35%, 30% chance. I did bad math there. 30% chance of
You're
not a Steiner. You're not a Steiner.
Steiner math. When I caught it, I didn't add up. 30% chance that there can be a surprise. Is Seth Rollins faking another injury?
Nah, because I don't think they would.
Yeah, I don't belt off of him. Yeah.
I don't think they would have turned. I don't think they would have turned.
But who knows? That's why I leave that 30%, not 35%. That 30% there to say, what if there's a surprise somewhere? What if there's something? Because SummerSlam, we were excited for the Punk match.
Yeah.
The Seth Rollins return put it over the top.
I agree with that.
So that's all I'm saying is, if it's a standard status quo match, it'll be good, but it won't really. It won't fill you.
Well, if you guys really notice what Triple H has been doing, at the end of Raw, he's been having the credits come up, making us believe that the show's going to end, and then
Make
all of a
believe the
sudden,
show's
boom,
over, yeah.
a music hits. So I mean, he's been doing that lately.
That was the whole Gargano Ciampa thing. That was like one of the first times it was done under Triple H.
They did it when
that's
Punk
right.
when
Ciampa
Punk returned
turned on Gargano.
That's
and
right.
It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Was
So
that before
That was NXT.
the KO Sammy?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That was before. Okay.
Well, no, yeah, it was after, way after.
I think he means like the whole like you think the show's gonna end. And
Yeah,
then
because didn't he do that with KO and Sammy first? No. Okay.
No, they were celebrating together in the ring.
Oh, but it never
With
showed
Gargano
like
and
the
Ciampa,
copyright
they were
and
literally about to
yeah,
walk into the back,
you're right.
And the crowd came on, and he jumped him.
Yeah.
And it was well done. That was one of my favorite like turns like that.
I
All
do.
right, Dave. Oh no, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, sorry. I do think a surprise definitely will happen somewhere, but the only thing I think that should happen with this match is that it should lead up, and hopefully it does, for Roman to win the Rumble, and then he gets to choose between Cody and Punk, which one he goes for. I think that was a little teaser at the end of Raw, well, in the beginning of Raw because they opened up the segment. I think that's what, Roman doesn't need a belt because he has that aura already, like we said before. But I just think having a title around Roman just makes that title mean more because of how big Roman is.
So
it's hard to argue that.
I'm on the same page of what you're going with, Nick, but I feel like that belt with Roman and Punk, I think that belt gets a little bit more credibility. Just because of what Roman did as far as what he said about that belt. Seth Rollins, when he first carried that belt for that first year, he did an amazing job of selling that belt, being a fighter's champion.
Agreed.
Gunther, okay, reign, and now, everyone else was held in since. I think if you put Roman in that picture with that belt, it puts a little bit more respect on there because it's like, yo, Roman wants that belt? You know what? I want that belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you risk that title being bigger than the actual WWE title, and I think you make it more important than Cody. And Cody is supposed to be no shade to AJ Styles, but he's the face that runs the place. You know what I mean? I gotta side with you, Nick. I think if it leads to maybe a Roman, eventually winning the Rumble, I guess if this spawns from this match. However, I just think it's gonna, after we get it, Brock will take his break, another 3 or 4 months. Logan Paul might do the same, unless they have a show in Saudi Arabia within the now and the new year, which I doubt. I don't know what you're doing with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This match just doesn't do it for me. It really doesn't. I know I mentioned this. It just doesn't do it for me. I guess if I had to pick a winner, I would
honestly,
say
Omar, I think you say that now, and I completely understand why. But when you see these megastars,
I think the match is going to be good
on that setting, in that backdrop. I think your tune might change a little. It's going to look
agree with
so
Jeremy in this
cool
one.
there. It is going to look really cool there.
Especially in that stadium. That's a baseball stadium.
Yeah, it looks different than a football stadium pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So
agreed. Yeah. I also think the entrances, I actually like that they have it in baseball stadiums because where the entrance is
I like the curve.
They have the curve and they come out of the dugout.
Yeah,
they come out of the dugout.
Old school. Yeah, it reminds me of like the old school 80s and 90s entrance used to be.
Exactly.
I guess the match would be good. I guess the men's having if they're telling a story like in the cages, like I remember when they did last year when Punk was gonna come out and Roman was like, no. Like I do want to see that. I do want to see a little bit of storytelling in it, where it's like where Nick said it.
Well, that was the big. I'm sorry, that was the big storyline going into that match was Roman and Punk and
correct.
And
how do they get along?
Favor came out of it. How are they going to get along? The Favor.
Yeah, but they did that last year.
Yeah, but I mean, this is WWE. They're not afraid to go and repeat the same thing they did. So what?
They're not afraid to be like, "Hey, you forgot that."
It's Paul Heyman on the other side this time against the Bloodline.
That too. So
And
you
also,
you got the
Roman-
reversal. So this year you get what? You get Punk telling Roman, "No, you stay back." Like,
I could see that now.
I could see that.
I could see that. That would
I'm
be
the
cool.
big
Like
dog.
a nice,
I'm the-
yeah. That'd be a nice.
I
little
like that,
callback.
Dave.
I like that idea too.
Who do you think? Who do you think is gonna shine? Who do you think is gonna get that big spot? You know, because usually these matches, I wouldn't say it's like the Rumble, but it's always, you know, you look at certain like like the one that comes to mind is what 2 years ago, where Sami Zayn got the spotlight in that War Games 2 years ago. Who do you think is gonna be that guy in this particular match?
I think we're gonna.
anyone jump in.
I just have a feeling we're gonna see big things
Yeet.
from Jay, and I also think Breaker.
Yeah, if he doesn't get tired.
I think Breaker is gonna. You know, I think he's gonna tear people up.
I think he's gonna spur somebody through.
You know, and I also think Logan's great.
Just say everybody then.
Logan's
Just
great.
Say everybody.
I'm sorry, but you know what? But the thing is,
Name all 10. Just say them all 10.
I got the ref. The ref is gonna come. He's
The
gonna
ref.
shine.
And the ref. I got
Saul
Paul Heyman
Robinson
in a
is
big
ref
spot.
and he's going through
I
a
got
cage.
Paul Heyman.
but my point, I think that everyone
I
has
said-
that opportunity. Everyone has
I
that
think
opportunity.
all right, Jay's already. We already have the feeling that he's going to get eliminated from this "My Time Is Now" moment. So I think that he gets that spot in this War Games. You already have like how people are starting to feel about him, changing how they feel about Jey Uso. I think this is the match that they need for him to get that spotlight back on him.
No, for
Jeremy.
me, I think from I think Nick nailed it all. No, just kidding. No, I think from a physicality standpoint, it's his bronze time. From a doing something crazy and stupid, crazy spot, it's Logan Paul. He's the only really like high flyer, kind of crazy daredevil in this match. The rest are pretty by the book, straight, like so.
I would say
I got Paul
Jey Uso's
Heyman coming
probably
in
gonna be the
doing a
first
big
one to come out.
spot. Who am I missing? CM Punk will come in. I'm just kidding. That was great. That was
I do think Jey Uso will be. I think he deserves to be the first one out. He has the biggest fan engaging entrance, so I think he should be the first to come out.
Oh, I like that.
With Bronson Reed.
With Bronson Reed, and
Yeah,
I think
I can see that.
But okay, so I know I picked the baby faces. Who do you guys win? Jeremy, who you siding with?
Yeah, I still got the baby faces. There's unless there's a Seth Rollins swerve, it really. This is a baby face show.
Yeah,
On a baby face weekend. So yeah, of course.
All right, Nick.
You know, I listen. I love Roman Reigns. You know, he's our tribal chief. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But I think that the heels are going to come on top on this one.
Brother, what you got?
I got the baby faces winning this one. I am interested in you throwing that curveball, Nick, but I got baby faces.
That's why I think it's going to set up the Roman and the Rumble with Cody.
What do we think is gonna? I want to pivot a little bit. You know, we did it with the Cena thing. I want to pivot. What do we think happens with Cody and Punk? Because I generally think Roman goes on a break after this match. I think Brock goes on a break. Maybe Logan Paul. What do you think now happens with Punk and Cody? Who do you think they feud with?
Each other at some point.
Look, I want to see Homelander or Cody. That's who I would love to see, and I think a lot of people are waiting to see that too. But he's a company guy.
He's John Cena of when Cena was at his top, whereas like you wanted to see the babyface, but just they won't let him.
He's too good with PR, and that's it. You know, he's good at just promoting it and going to going on all the shows and doing the press. So I don't think the heel turn will come anytime soon.
You guys, what do you think? Anyone else want to jump on? What do we think is for Cody? Or what do we think of their reign so far? I know Punk's is still early. What did you guys think of that Jey Uso match? That was a big topic of discussion. The Saturday night's main event. People allege that Jey Uso might have been a little tipsy
I'll
Some
never
people
accuse
say
that unless I know.
some people said he was just probably winded from the altitude. Obviously, the match that event did take place in Utah. I would say something did happen. CM Punk at one point, I don't think that was part of the match script when he poured the water on him. Like, hey, wake up. There were a couple botched moments in the match. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about that match? Because I think we've all know, like as wrestling fans, we've all seen matches where this will happen a lot with Vince. If Vince saw a match between two guys and just it didn't work out well, he would never go back. That was the reasoning of why he never did Flair versus Hogan at WrestleMania.
No, that's not why.
Didn't, right? Wasn't it? They
No,
had him in
the
a house
story.
show.
Yeah, okay,
They
yeah.
had him in a house
Okay.
show. Didn't
They
like
didn't.
it.
They said it wasn't the attraction they thought it was going to be, but those
Right.
two didn't work together.
Right. That's what it was.
Also.
Right. Like, so.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So that's what I'm saying. Because I would say maybe you go back to Jey Uso and Punk. But I don't know.
Right now, we seem to be just talking about the wrestlers who are in their 40s and above at this point. And I understand they're in great shape and can go, but we're getting away from the younger generation dangerously. I know you got Braun Breaker. At some point, you have to change directions. You can't rely on Cody forever, and Jey Uso, and Punk, and these guys. So,
That's a good
there's
point.
one thing the Cena run has taught us. It's like, man, we got to really start pushing the next level.
Well, that's what Cena wants for.
Right. That's why I'm praising him for that.
He wanted that Saturday night's main event. He didn't want it. Triple H wanted to have like a 2-hour tribute show. Cena was like, no, we should elevate the young guys.
Right.
Tribute them on the show. Because he said himself, if you do a 2-hour show, you're either you can either do too much or too little, and no one will be happy with it. Which I could agree with that. Which is
same with his reason back in the day with the Brock Lesnar squash match.
Yeah.
When Brock came to him the night before with that idea that he had about the 85 F5s and lose, and he goes, I love it. Because if we have a 50-50 match, you've ruined beating the streak.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and you have to bring up these young guys. Like, I get it. Like, all right, I'm going to bring up when I started becoming, like, a really big wrestling fan. And it's the early 2000s when the invasion happened and everything like that. Those older guys were there, but they didn't take away too much of that spotlight. Like, you had the Takers, you had the Ric Flairs, and Ric Flair was still good at that time. But you start thinking of, like, all right, well, these are one-off matches. These are, like, the headliners every single time. Like, this is where it's just becoming, like, this is all you're relying on. And it's maybe TKO calling decisions like, hey, we want these big guys because they make us money.
yeah, absolutely. They see the merch numbers, like you said.
Yeah. And that's where, like, it kind of frustrates me with a lot of the direction of TKO. And I get it. Like, I'm not a businessman for wrestling. Those numbers don't mean as much as it means to them, as it would mean to me. But as a fan, like, it's just like, well, when do I want to go to an event for them? Because I can't pay. Like, I have to put a mortgage down for this.
Right.
It's really bad.
It's disgusting at this point now.
Man, the tickets. I wanted to go to Raw, when it was at the Garden, but the tickets I paid for Full Gear was not even more than half the price than it was to go to Raw. And it's just, yes, Full Gear was until like 12:30 at night. I get home till like 2:30 in the morning, but
you got your money's worth.
It was under $100. It was $89 to sit in section 10.
Really?
And going to Raw, you will spend over $300 in the nosebleeds. And I don't think that's
like the ticket prices are ridiculous. But what I find insulting is putting a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I got to tap out a little bit, but I'll just give my 2 cents there. There's greed, and then there's like.
Do it, brother. Let it out. Let it out. I know you mentioned it the last time. Let it out.
WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia is like taking the Super Bowl and putting it in another country. And I understand, well, it's wrestling, it's sports entertainment, it's not the NFL. It's the principle. Like, this is our thing. You putting it there, Omar can tell you, I was fuming about the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's 10 times worse, in my opinion.
And
This made me say, why do I want to go to
mentioned.
Vegas this year again? I don't.
Right.
I'm going to cancel my hotel room there. Probably. I have no interest in going again.
And the problem is like, okay, I get it. You could do pay-per-view events everywhere. We were even okay if they were going to bring WrestleMania to London. That's fine. It's the sole reason of why you're going to Saudi Arabia.
Well, time out. London's fine because it's the American fans can get there, no problem. The Canadian fans
Yes.
can get there, no problem.
We know,
And
what
London has been good too, and the British fans have been great to the product.
we know what happens when they go to Saudi Arabia. It's for the money. It's strictly for the money, and I get it. I get it. But as the fans, we are like the product that we get Goldberg. That's what we get when we go to Saudi Arabia. We get stuff like that. So
Because they want
when
legends.
Yes, they pay for those legends, and the legends will show up because, hey, you know what? Look at the Taker match that we got with Taker, Triple H,
And
Taker, it's Kane.
Taker, Kane. It was Brothers Destruction versus DX.
Yes,
And
that's what we get.
There's greed, and then there's ridiculous greed. So what? You go from $2 billion to $3 billion, like I'm just saying. At a certain point, it's like Vince. We can talk about him all he wants. Vince really did say like there was a limit to things. TKO has no limit. I'm sure they've gotten the return on their investment. Going to WrestleMania just like really was insulting.
But what the Saudi Arabia deal? Wasn't that when Vince was under power though?
Yeah, I understand, but he would never put a WrestleMania there.
Oh,
And
yes, you're right.
He would never put a Royal Rumble there.
Yeah.
He would never deface his ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the
The advertisements on the ring.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's what the UFC mindset they have there too now.
Well, yeah, they're running it exactly like UFC.
Completely down. I mean, some things are for the
They're
better.
literally
I like
running it exactly like
the
UFC.
wrestler rivals at the building. That's like UFC mode. It really works.
Oh, dude, that is just I've always said this. WWE knows how to make something organic and make it like
their own
trash and watered down. It was cool when they first did it, and then now they do it every week. And, I want to go. Yeah, I want to talk about the tickets thing. I think that is eventually good. You're gonna price out your fans eventually.
You price them out, but if you're still selling them, it's like hotels.
I think but you're starting to see the slow burn.
I agree.
You're seeing it with SmackDown. Yes, WrestleMania is gonna sell out. The tickets haven't sold as fast as it did last year in Vegas. So you're gonna see the slow burn. Eventually, the Attitude Era regressed to the Ruthless Aggression, and it regressed into where I know I've been to WWE events in the 2010s, and they looked a lot like AEW shows right now, where the hard cam is empty, the top bowl is curtained off.
100%.
And you know what I mean? So it's a slow burn. Yeah, they're not going to just go from not having it, but then if you're not putting the compelling storylines, people start, like what you mentioned, Jeremy, about, okay, yeah, we're talking about what about the young guys? Eventually you're going to have, like, Punk's 47?
46, 40, yeah.
Yeah.
Roman's 40,
like,
Cody's 40.
Roman's 40, like, how many times you're going to go to that well? And who's next? Braun Breaker
48.
seems like he might be.
48.
But who is next? I could see WWE in 2 years having those sort of issues.
Yeah, you can't
bring up the product. Like, you're a family-friendly product, right? You are, like, kids come to WWE events, right? We all in this room, I'm going to confirm, Jeremy, you don't have any kids, right?
No.
No kids in this group. But if we had kids, just think of the prices that we'd have to do that with our families.
I was just going to mention
It's insane. You're paying over $1,000 for maybe 3 seats? Come on.
It's insane. You can't justify the prices either. You can't
for Raw in Chattanooga.
Yeah,
First of all, I remember parents complaining about taking us to a show back in the day when it was a lot cheaper, and then trying to ask for merch. Trying to ask for merch now and that.
Oh Lord.
There's greed, and then there's being insane.
I don't
even
go near the merch table, but one, because it's just the prices for t-shirts are just insane. I mean, I remember back in the day when I used to go, a t-shirt was $25. I'm like,
I was gonna say 25.
That's way too much. Now it's 40, 45.
I remember. Well, he's no longer a friend of mine anymore. But at the time,
Don't talk about Dave like that. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't talk about
he went to Madison Square Garden, and I remember he got so much attention because he bought the spinner belt title, and at that time, I believe the title was
600,
350 or 300.
Okay.
And we were looking at him like, bro, you're bugging. And now they're like $700, $800.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's just
It's
insane.
Yeah.
And it's the same quality. I doubt nothing's changed since then.
Yeah, they haven't changed. And it's the reason why I don't have the
t-shirts,
Wing
I
Eagle
understand
title in
a
this
little
room
bit
because I refuse to pay it.
Right. I agree. The T-shirts, I understand a little bit because the material is so much better now. They last longer. They feel better.
I will give them
they
that.
used to be like a towel on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will give them that since they went to Fanatics too. I think
so much better.
It's been a lot better.
Yeah, and the designs are better. I mean, they used to make some of the ugliest stuff.
Yeah, the cool thing right now, WWE is hot right now. Like, they have a lot of collabs with a lot of I don't know, brother, you're going to do editing. I'm going to make Dave work right now. Brother, if you find the images, just upload the BAPE WWE collection that's out.
The lid stuff they're doing.
They've done with lids. I got this Stone Cold jersey from Paxson, so they've done collabs with Paxson. Yeah. John Geiger just did a dope collab with WWE that Dom was doing signing at Lids and all that, right, in New York. So look, WWE is hot right now. I think it's hot.
They got a sneaker line. Don't they have a sneaker line that they're working on?
They got a couple guys getting sneakers. Roman has a deal with Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it never came out though. It never came out. I think they they killed the deal.
Dom has a deal too, I think.
But yeah, they got everything, and they're look. Triple H just did. I would recommend everyone to see it. I saw it earlier today. He did a 18-minute interview with Joe LaPuma from Complex. They're going through the whole WWE facility in Connecticut, which is really dope. I think anybody check it out. He shows like all the history artifacts of in WWE and all that. But guys, let's just get back to the event real fast. We went over the card. Let's just pick the match that we're excited to see the most. Jeremy, I'll start with you, then Nick, and then Dave, and then I'll go last. I guess out of the 4 matches, what's the match that we're most excited for? So Jeremy, kick us off.
I think Cena and Dom at this point. I think that's fit for me. But I think the War Games, I don't think it'll disappoint like you might think, which is fine. The men's War Games. I'm gonna go Cena Dom. I think whether you're a fan of him or not, you got to cherish these last few weeks of his career. And Dom back home. I just think this could be a real special one.
All right, Nick. What about you?
That was well said, Jeremy. That was really well said. But you know what? I'm gonna really have to go for the men's War Games, only because I think there's gonna be a lot going on there that no one's really thinking about. I think there's gonna be more. You have to really watch in order to see, just facial expression, eye contact. I think all that stuff and body language you won't notice until you really watch it. I think it's gonna be a lot more going on that will set up for something bigger. So I'm thinking that's why that match.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna have to be the Dominik and John Cena match. It's just the passing of the torch without wanting to see the passing of the torch. I think this is definitely, and it's a big stadium. I mean, it's a stadium. This is the first, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first outdoor Survivor Series ever done. If somebody has to fact check me, please go ahead. But I think this is one of them, and they're gonna put on a show. I think there's gonna be it's gonna be a spectacle. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. There's gonna be a lot of celebs tied in with it. I wouldn't be surprised if some Padres show up, stuff like that. But John Cena and Dominik, I think, would be my match that I'm looking most forward to. What about you all?
I'm gonna go with the Cena match as well. I think it's gonna be the loudest match of the show, because we for all the points that you guys all touched on in the show, with Dom being at home and Cena, everywhere Cena goes now is going to be his last match there. So that's going to be his last match in San Diego. And You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna be that's the one I'm more excited for the most. And then obviously, like I said, I want to see how it ends. I would love to see Dom win in a chicken shit heel fashion. But guys, let's predict the card. What do we think is opening? I'm gonna start off first. I think the women's match. I'll say how I think it's gonna be ordered, and we'll all go from there. I think if I'm booking the show, I am booking the women's match first. Then I'm putting Dom and Cena, Stephanie, Nikki, and then I'm putting the men's War Games match. Jeremy, how about you? How are you booking this show?
Well, if there was
order?
ever a time for a pre-show, it was this War Games female match. But I think if Cena and Dom are not closing the show, and that's if they're not, then you have to have John go first. I think you do, and then whatever in between and the men's War Game.
I think it's important though. I think it's important, and then you're gonna book the women's after Cena's match, or are you gonna book it right before the men's War Games match?
No, I would do it after Cena, or
So
I'd
you
do
do Cena?
Vaquer and Bella after Cena. Nikki below John, get it? But something like that, because the crowd's gonna be on a high.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella was great to have out there when you need something like that, like a bathroom break or something like that.
Everybody goes to the concessions.
Yeah, concession, bathroom break for the audience, something like that. She did great in her diva years like that. Yeah, something like that. You can't have the women and men back to back. I don't think that'll be great.
Yeah, I don't think so either. There's
a lot of ways you can go here.
Yeah, Nick, how about you?
Omar, I'm gonna have to go with you. I think it's gonna be the women's. Yeah. I think it's gonna be the women's War Games match first, because I know with WWE they don't like to put, at the Rumble it's always one Rumble starts and then one ends. They're not gonna do. They won't do like a single match, then the gimmick match, another match, and then the gimmick match again. They're not gonna do it. They want to spread it apart. So the women's War Games, then Cena and Dom, and Stephanie and Nikki, and I think that's the match that, like you guys were saying, people.
Yeah, I think that's the cooler match.
That's when people are going to go
Everybody
up, get their
take a
last
break,
cold.
rest.
They'll get their last cold beer, and then they'll come down for the men's War Games.
Brother.
So to Jeremy's point, this isn't even to argue. It's more so like if you're gonna do the opening. No. If you're gonna do Cena and Dominik opening the card, you announce that as early as you can. You want to see that stadium packed.
Yeah, you don't want fans come.
You don't leave that to chance.
That's
you announce that as early as you can because you want to fill that stadium up. You want that reaction because you already know the pop you're gonna get from both.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, you can do that on SmackDown tonight.
You would hope.
Hey, good. There we go. You see, you know what, Jeremy? You're a Monday Night Raw guy. You're used to live. We're SmackDown, taped on Tuesday, airs on Thursday. You know what I mean?
Last night is a loop, brother.
To that point, I would say yes. Announce it as soon as you can so you can fill up that stadium as soon as you can so you can get the reactions that you're looking for. But I'm going to lean with the one that Nick and Omar are going with. So that's, with the women's War Games, John Cena, Dom, Steph, Nikki, and then men's War Games.
Yeah. But guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys. So thank you to Jeremy and Nick. We'll start off with you, Nick, because you're the first time here. If you got anything you want to plug, your social media, anything like that, the floor is yours.
Plug my social media. I've never done that before. It's just Nick _Sirico. And last name SURICO. That's it. Thank you guys very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. I had a great time. And Jeremy, nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you, Omar. And Dave, great to see you.
Jeremy, where this is, that song, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? That's Jeremy. Jeremy, this man's miles This guy got miles on miles right now, brother. Brother, first of all, plug your stuff. Let the world know where you're going to be at next.
Yeah, no, I'm in Michigan right now as we speak. But for Michigan, Ohio State tomorrow.
Wow, what a game.
But yeah, this is the first wrestling I've taught since SummerSlam with you. I was really worried I was going to start complaining about the coaching situation of Florida State or something during it. So I'm really proud of myself that I stayed on track with wrestling. But all seriousness, thank you so much for having me on again. I really appreciate it. Rock and Nole YouTube channel. Done a lot of college football vlogs this year. I did some cruise vlogs earlier this year. When football season ends, I'm going to do more wrestling stuff. So if you're just looking for wrestling stuff, I'm going to have that too. So Rock and Nole YouTube and this other cool stuff, let me know in the comments, and I'm up for it. Thank you guys again so much.
Yeah, for sure. But brother, I'll see you next week where we deliver that fire. Guys, I wish you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Take this weekend, enjoy, eat all the food you want. Don't calorie count. This is not that. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Enjoy Survivor Series. And we speak to you guys and catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
From the bridges to the streets, Uptown Blackout, Season 2, Ozone, NY Heat, no doubt. This is the Ozone, Season 2, New York, forever drills, catch the vibe.